All right, people, special occurrence. I got the Hughster here, old Huey. Midweek. This is a very strange occurrence. What instigated this meeting was I put my clothes in the laundry and tried to wash it. And of course the washer is broken. More stress that I do not need. So I bindled up my wet laundry like a hobo. I didn't have a bag, so I laid down a towel. I threw everything on it, gathered it up to four corners, and slung it over my back like a hobo. Schlepped it over to my father's house. So he's gonna wash it for me, and I gotta get my daughter from school at 2:30. So after I drop her off, I'll swing over there, get my laundry, swing home, and get to bed. Joys of being a very poor person in a world that requires a lot of money. Anyway, I'm not complaining. I mean, I have my health, I think. I haven't seen a doctor in years, but I seem to have my health. I did do 600 calories today on the bike, so that's something. I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday, but I did do 7 5-minute rounds, which minimum of 1,500 punches yesterday. I believe it was southpaw. I don't think I mentioned that in yesterday's video. So at least I'm sticking with my fitness goals pretty well. I haven't lifted weights since the first time. I'm dealing with some DOMS now. DOMS. That stands for delayed onset myalgia syndrome, I guess. What that means is you lift weights, the next day you're not too bad, the day after that you're much worse, and then the day after that you're usually better. I always had a lot of muscle pain, myalgia, through all my exercise and whatnot. But of course I healed a lot faster when I was younger. Now it takes forever to heal. So anyway, it's going to take me a while to get up to speed with weightlifting. I just hope I can stick with it. In the meantime, I'm going to stick with my boxing and bike riding. Although the fat around my stomach and midsection area doesn't seem to want to go. It's pretty stubborn. But that's it. When you're my age, these things happen. What else can I say? Yeah, I'll put up another installment of the book reading today. George St. Pierre is in town, and funny thing is he's launching a new vodka, so he's going to be in the liquor store, which is about a 1-minute walk from my house, from 1 to 3 today. So I think I'll go over and shake his hand. Hopefully he's not charging for anything. I have a poster of George St. Pierre in my workout space, my dojo. I might bring that over and see if he'll sign it for me. If he's charging $20 a signature or something, I'll pass. It would be pretty bad if a multi-millionaire wants $20 from poorest man in this country, but who knows? He's got to do his thing, and I don't begrudge him for making $1, but he just won't be making it off me. I would buy a bottle of his vodka if that's the thing I have to do, but that's a little different. Anyway, I'd like to shake his hand and meet him. I met a couple of UFC guys. The only other champion I met Michael Bisping twice, which is funny because George St. Pierre beat Michael Bisping for the middleweight belt. But Bisping was really nice both times I met him. I met him in Boston. First time I met him in Australia. I was just out walking around in Sydney, and he was there by himself walking around in a park. I went up and just had a chat with him like a normal human being. I never mentioned UFC. I never mentioned martial arts. I just had a cordial little conversation like you would meeting someone in a park. And then I don't remember if it was a couple of years later, or a year later, or a few months later when I was in Boston at Canty's wedding, prior to Canty's wedding, and we were in Boston Harbor, and we were going to take a ferry or something, I think. And who was on the boardwalk? Michael Bisping again. So I met him a second time, and I said, oh, well, I didn't expect he'd remember me, but I said to him, oh, I guess you don't remember me. I met you, I think I said a few months back, and I introduced myself again. Of course, he said he remembered me, but I think he was just being diplomatic. I mean, it is possible that he remembered me, but I doubt it. I mentioned that I saw him in the park in Sydney, so he might have actually remembered that. But both times he was very nice. I wasn't really a fan of Michael Bisping prior to meeting him. After I met him, I couldn't help but be a fan of his, and I really like him. Now, when he fought George St. Pierre for the middleweight title, I was torn because I really liked Michael Bisping, but George St. Pierre is one of my all-time favorite fighters, being a Canadian and whatnot, and a karate man, and just all-around nice guy. He's basically the Wayne Gretzky of mixed martial arts. So yeah, I was rooting for George, but I still really like Michael Bisping, I gotta say. I met Rorion Gracie. He's the guy who basically started the UFC from the get-go. Royce Gracie's older brother. And when I was living in California, I met him on a flight. I met him in Tokyo, waiting for a flight to Los Angeles, where I stayed for 5 or 6 months with my brother. And yeah, I hit it off with Rorion. We had a nice long conversation. We were basically stuck in the airport. Everything was closed in the airport for like 5 hours, so it's just me and him sitting around waiting for our flight. So I hung out with him quite a bit, and he told me that when we get to California to go train with him. And he was only like an hour away, but foolishly I didn't take him up on the offer. If I had my time back, I would have went there for the full 5 months and just trained with Rorion and his crowd, but sadly I didn't have the sense to do that at the time. Anyway, I'm home here now. I'm not going to park in the driveway, but the dog is out running around, so I'll say goodbye now. So remember, who loves you, baby? This guy. And also remember, you're somebody's favorite person in this world, probably mine. So till next time, love you and goodbye.